Sometimes videos like these are hard for me to make because I really started this off to be a gardening channel, just letting you see what I do, what I plant around my home, which we are moving. So some of my videos have kind of turned into how to set up a mobile home type videos. And that really was never anything on my mind a while back, but it's become the subject of some of my videos because I guess I just feel that if I show you what I'm going through, then if you have to do this same thing, especially if a lot of people are downsizing, selling their homes, trying to get debt free, maybe buying a mobile home or something like that, and moving it to a piece of property, maybe something I've gone through can help you. So the dilemma of the day is my skirting, but not so much the skirting, but bracing behind the skirting. I'm learning as I go, and I want to backtrack on something I told you before, because apparently that didn't mean anything. Let me explain. I stood on this back corner of my trailer a while back, and I told you that it measures about 48 inches from the trailer down to the ground. And I also explained that if the skirting, according to my paperwork, if the skirting was over 36 inches, you had to pay an overage charge. But if it was over 42 inches, they didn't do it. You would have to build some type of frame. Well, I didn't know what that was. And so I've embarked to try to find out what that is because I need to do it. I'm down to the wire with this right now, and it's time for the skirting. You'll see my air conditioner pad here sitting empty. I had mentioned Sunday when I did my video that the air conditioner man was coming Monday, and I would have air conditioning Monday, and I was hoping the skirting guy could come Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, all of that fell apart. The air conditioner man actually just forgot to book me. We talked Friday, we verbally got it all straight, and when he didn't show up yesterday, I called to check on him, and he just simply forgot, and he had really no memory of even booking me. So that's the way it goes. I have to use the person that the mobile home company uses. I don't have other options. I can't just hang up the phone and call somebody else. It's their service provider. So it was a mix-up, and I believe he has a little medical issue going on. He has some procedure he's doing today, and I think his mind was just not on it right now. And I'm okay with that. I mean, life happens, things happen. Okay, the thing is, I asked the people about, well, how do I build this frame y'all are wanting me to build for 42 inches and above, to say 48 inches or whatever. And they did not know what I was talking about. And I said, well, it's on your paperwork. You said after 42 inches, the skirting man will not install skirting. You have to build some type of frame he can put the track on. We don't know what you're talking about. It must be in the service department's paperwork. You need to call them. So I called the service department, and they did not know what I was talking about. We'll break in right here. I'm at my daughter's house. I filmed a part that explained something a little bit better about this, and apparently I wasn't filming. I didn't have my button turned on, so I need to interject and add something. The service department told me, no, there's no frame. We'll go as far down as we have to with the skirting. They said, what we think you need to do is put some type of frame behind your skirting to keep it from whipping in and out. And not really knowing how skirting's installed, I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? Metal, wood, what do I do? And so they were just telling me, well, some people put rebarb, some people put wood. So really, I didn't get a good explanation of what I needed to do or what this needed to look like. So then I went to YouTube and looked at some videos, and I'm just more confused than ever. And so I explained it to them as well, and I said, I'm pretty much on my own doing this. I said, my husband can't help me. I need to know what y'all mean when you say I need bracing behind the skirting. So I'd even been told the service department sold metal strips that you could kind of put behind this skirting. And the thing is, what it is when you put the skirting here, and a big wind comes, it'll just whip it sometimes. It'll whip it, and your skirting can just blow open. You can have holes in it. If you've ever driven by a trailer that's been there a little while, they've had issues with like separated skirting. You can see through it. You could, a dog could get under it or whatever. And you don't really want that. You want it to look nice and flat. So I asked them, I said, okay, what am I supposed to do to put, they said you need to put bracing behind it so that it won't whip like that. Because the taller your skirting is, the more likely it is to whip in those winds. They said they're not so much worried about my front part of my trailer with the 31 inches. It's the back of the trailer with these 48 to 44 inch heights that is bothering them. You know, and so they said I probably need to put bracing. So I'm like, what does that mean? I'm sorry to break it to you service department type people, sales type people, installer type people, but people that don't do this every day don't know what you're talking about. I do understand bracing, the concept, but what does that look like in skirting? What does that look like? Well, I just asked. I said, what am I talking about? Wood, metal strips? What am I talking about? What do I need to build? That's what I need to know. And I was told, well, oh, some people use rebar. You can just kind of drive rebar in the ground and put it back behind there. You want to put something about every 4 feet to keep it from whipping. And I said, well, I'm just not sitting here with a big pile of rebar. I do have 2x4s. I said, what about treated lumber? Can I use that? Oh yeah, you can put 2x4s, you know, just kind of want to put something every 4 feet. Well, let me just be honest with you. When I started Googling the YouTube videos, most of them were about how to install skirting. Okay, so I just went ahead and watched some of those because I thought, let me just see how skirting is installed, and then I'll kind of know what I need to do to brace behind it. Well, all the videos that I watched showed a complete square framing of treated lumber along the bottom of the trailer, down, along the bottom of the trailer, up, and then about every about every 2 feet, there would be a piece of wood straight up and down. And whenever you were installing your skirting, you were actually installing it straight into those pieces of lumber and then lapping them over and going with your next piece. I get that. I get that you would need that kind of framing behind this skirting to kind of make it solid and against your house and everything. And if you do it that way, then you would have those pieces of wood that would keep it from whipping because it would be a part of your framing. Well, I don't think I'm getting that type of framing. One of the men mentioned, he said, if you look up under your trailer, which, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this is under the edge of the trailer. I know it's hard for you to tell, but this right here is the actual siding on the side of our trailer. It kind of lips up under, and there's a piece of metal. You can tap on it. There's a piece of metal tracking that they've run around the whole perimeter of the trailer, and then the siding just kind of lips up under it. Well, from what the guy said, my siding, there's going to be a track they run up here that's going to, I guess, connect. That's going to connect to this. It's going to kind of lip over that and click into this somehow. And then it's going to come straight down, and there's going to be a vinyl track that runs along the ground, like a vinyl track, and the bottom of the skirting just goes straight into that track. So, if that's the case, I don't have a wood frame. And what they're telling me is I need to put a wood frame because there's not going to be a wood frame. It's just going to be this track system that's going to hook my skirting on. So there's not going to be any bracing behind my skirting. It's just going to be basically hanging from the top down to the ground. It's just going to be hanging there. Now, it'll be securely, I guess, fitted into the bottom of the track that runs along the ground, but it's basically just from top to bottom, just hanging there. So no wood frames, no wood frames. Any thing to brace this from whipping needs to be installed by me. So that's what I've got to figure out. That's what I need to figure out today. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little bit daunting. It's a little bit daunting for me because I don't want to overthink it and overspend, but I also want it secure. I do have this bisqueen still down here. So what I'm thinking is I may just take a 2x4. I have a pile of them over there. Well, I have about 12. And at first I was thinking just to put the bottom of a 2x4 there and go up and cut it in such a way that it is tightly fitted up there, straight up. I even thought of going from the top of the board over and having a second piece of the 2x4 kind of shaped like an L, except it would be upside down, and let that end hit there, attach them together really good. I was even thinking of putting a 45 on it, so it would be kind of like making an L piece with a 45-degree angle. And that way, because of the piece going here, this piece wouldn't, the piece going here wouldn't be in danger of being blown over. It would have the backing of that, and I could even bump it up against these pieces that come out, kind of fit it in the corner just to make sure that it wouldn't go anywhere. Is that overkill? I don't know. I don't know. Could just a good tight piece that starts there and goes straight up and it's cut long enough to where it's really fitted tight in that space there by my bisqueen up here and all. Could it be that that just running straight up and down about every 2 feet would be enough? I have things like these cinder blocks that are under my doors that would, see how close they are? See how close they are to the edge where the skirting's gonna be? Those cinder blocks would serve a purpose for keeping that from whipping. Right there, I have, see, 1, 2 under that door. They have them right here, I think, because it's under my kitchen sink and my dishwasher area. I guess that's why they're there. I have 2 there, and they're right up against that edge. I have 2 more underneath this sliding glass door, so that would take care of those areas. And then around the front of my house, of course, I have some under the front door. So some of the areas around here would be taken care of. Technically, even these metal strips here, some of them are angled in a little bit, and some of them go almost straight down from where the siding would be to the ground. They go almost straight down if you stand at the end and look at it. So like these pieces right here could kind of help. They could kind of help. They would be some extra help. But, okay, if you come on this side of the trailer though, see, I don't have those tie downs. See, if you look along the edge of the trailer, this way, on the ends of your trailer, you don't have tie downs. You only have them on these long sides of your trailer. So for this side of my trailer, I would completely have to come here with some wood or whatever. If I don't hear from anybody, if I don't get a good idea from someone, I'm probably just going to go with using 2x4s. I'll do them the best I can. I'll kind of overcut them a little bit to where they kind of have to be wedged in a little bit to where they're secure. I can even do the L-shaped ones with the 45s if I need to. I can figure things out. I just didn't know if there might be an easier way to do this. Are there easier ways to do this? See, I do have braces. It's so hard to show things on camera sometimes. But I do have a lot of braces, and like I said, some of them come almost straight down, so they will serve a purpose. They may not be all I need, but they will serve a purpose to keep that siding from whipping. The skirting, I'm sorry, I keep saying siding, but it's skirting. This is my little red wagon, is what I was saying, and I have to figure this out, and I have to have it done by Tuesday of next week. This is Tuesday, December 6th. I have to have it finished and ready Tuesday, December 13th. So I have a week. I think I'm just gonna wait to see if I hear from some of you guys. I've gotten a couple of people that are really knowledgeable about mobile homes that have commented to me. This is strictly a mobile home dilemma video. Not my finest beautiful shots. There's no beautiful plants or anything like that. But this is my life right now, and this is what I'm trying to figure out so that we can get moved in. Hopefully maybe December 15th we can start moving in. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. I'm so glad y'all are here so I can kind of ask these kinds of questions. It's just like having some knowledge available at my fingertips. I would appreciate it. I kind of feel like I don't really know who to ask about this, and anything I can get from you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.